Okay, so I'm continuing here to show you this transfer of the portrait, just so you can see a little bit more of this process. Again, it's the exact same process as I said in the first video, the exact same process as the still life transfer was. We're setting up this portrait using the grid, again, to make a kind of accurate placement of the shapes and the forms and the proportions. So here I am, here in this box here, column 3 and row 5, and that's what I had there. So let me come back over here. All I'm doing is isolating what's in that box. Just the shape. It's all I want to see. You don't have to make your lines so dark. Paying attention to this, because this area here is where that eye starts. Here, if you pay attention to these boxes, instead of trying to draw this, you go from box to box, you get an accurate placement of even things with how the eye comes into the eye socket. Let's come back down here now. Here and here. Let's get the angle of this nose. Not even thinking of nose, just looking at shapes, right? What happens here? I can start to see the side of the cheek. I'm not even thinking of that though. I'm just using the flat side of my pencil here just to show that. I'll come back to this box here for this outer edge. Like that. There are some other things here I can come back to as I'm looking at this. I can use the side of my pencil. We can get a little bit involved in the drawing process here with the pencil. We don't have to worry about thinking that we're drawing our face. This demystifies it. We're looking at each box. But remember, from the first painting and the second painting, when you're looking at areas that are darker or lighter, you can use your pencil here to begin to show areas that are darker or lighter, and that's going to be important when we consider the changing nature of the flesh tones that we can see. So we can set up this process of the shadows ahead of time. I also want you to pay attention here to things like this. Look at the bridge of the nose here. Because of that line, let's come in here and help to define that a little bit more for what we can see. I'll use a light line. And then I will look for this like that. So I have established that with a line, as you can see that. But here again, what I can do and you can see where that's lit there, and it's not as lit right there. Each of you will be taking your own picture. As I point out in the PowerPoint and in the lecture, what we're talking about is the creation of a three-quarter view portrait, so you can have these interesting angles of the face as you see the face as you go along with this. And these angles set up where it's lighter or where it's darker. And I'll finally point that out again here on the nose as I go along here, where you can see in this box the underside of the nose isn't as lit as the top side. So let me just come back down here then to this box where I am here. And this is very important. I come over almost halfway. And that's where I start to pick up where my lips happen to be slightly pursed here in this picture. So I'm using the side of the pencil here too. You can get a little bit of, as I showed you, a little bit of an understanding of your values, but also how to use the pencil there as we go along. Don't stop to think that it doesn't look right when you're going from box to box. So until you step away, and see for yourself that indeed you're continuing to have the proportions accurate based on the picture. So a lot of people like to stop and say, it doesn't look right. You keep going, take a look at your picture, how it's working within. And again, you can do some erasing on this, lightly erasing. And you complete that whole process of using the pencil before you then begin to apply your paint.